Hey, everybody. It is Kayla Troutman. It is Monday, August 14th, our second leader in training call. Yes, I'm at my computer tonight, so I get to record it. So if anyone that can't live, oh, my Voxer's going off. I'm sorry. I'm going to put my phone on silent here. For anyone that can't watch it live at night or can't tune in live, recording, which is awesome. So, okay, whoever we have on, if you want to say your name, and we don't all know each other super well yet in this group, so say your name and remind us again how long you've been with Wild Tree, and then does anybody have something exciting they want to celebrate? Anyone?
This is Katrina.
Brandy's here.
Hi, Brandy. Hi, Katrina. Okay, go ahead.
I will be with Wild Tree a year in September. And something exciting that's going on in my business is my new recruit who just signed on about a week ago. She has just signed on a recruit herself. So my business is growing and I'm really, really excited.
Hey, woohoo, awesome. Yay, if you're just tuning in, thank you guys so much for calling in. I started the recording. It's Kayla talking. Carissa will be joining us as she drives home from her, just sharing awesome things that you guys have going on in your business. So thank you, Katrina, for sharing. Who else wants to share something? Yeah. Hello.
I'll go. This is Brandy.
Hi, Brandy.
Hi. Okay, so I have headphones on. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you great.
Okay, perfect. So I had my first tasting party, and it turned out pretty well, I think. I stumble over my words just a little bit, but that'll come in time. But it was hot, and I got through it. So there was like 6 people. There's really no positive leads there, but I got through it. So I'm excited that I got my first tasting done.
Yeah, for sure. You guys, the hardest good way to celebrate and way to be so aware of, like, okay, I stumbled a little bit. I'll practice it next time. I got that out of the way. Like, that's the most critical part. If you can get through these first months, you're building consistency. Brandy, awesome.
Yay.
Say, Brandy, I still stumble over words. You get there, so I wouldn't worry about that at all.
No.
Oh, no, for sure. But it was my first one, so I'm like, hi. And then, of course, I got really passionate about Wild Tree and why I'm there and what I'm doing, and kind of overshared the fact that I wanted it to be my full-time job, just to realize that there's somebody that knows somebody that I used to work with there. I'm like, oh, damn. But it's okay. It's all good. I love and proud, and that's fine.
Yep. And sometimes too, Brandy, when you feel like, so let me ask you this, because everyone will learn from this. So I don't feel like this is a waste of time to focus a little bit on your party. How did you feel as far as checkout goes? How did you feel about the choices the people purchased? And then when you said you don't feel like there's any leads, do you feel like it was hard to ask for the bookings, or do you feel like this group just wasn't quite ready to like set the date? Like, kind of walk us through the process. Like, how do you feel about the sales? How do you feel about what they purchased? Like, were you excited about the items they picked? That kind of stuff.
Okay, well, I didn't get home. I just got home not too long ago, so I haven't really had a full skew on what they've ordered. One of them actually is the sister to your best friend. So I was kind of shocked that they were buying for me, but that was fine. They're a younger group. So maybe like the first year of college. So I just don't think it was the right group. Nobody gave me anything higher than a 1 on my scorecard. Like, nobody wanted to, nobody gave me any references of anybody else that they thought, even though, and I said, this might not be for you, but can you think of anybody else that has dietary needs or anybody that needs meal planning solutions? So I think that I did everything right. I just don't think it was the right crowd. And I'm not going to take that personally by no means at all. Yeah, so there was one person, which is actually her stepmom, that gave me a 5 for a workshop. She was eyeballing that over. So I'll give her a little bit of time to simmer and go back and see if that can pan out to be something. But that's what I mean. Nobody referred anybody. Nobody wanted to book a party. I even volunteered or suggested a Facebook party because they're younger. Yeah, nobody was interested, but that's okay. I still have.
Yeah, that's okay though. And really quick too, you guys on the phone, really quick cover this because I got asked this week about ethics. People can come from my customer base to your parties. They're just the hostess. That's okay that they're buying. Like, I don't expect them to buy from me all the time. I expect they have a mutual contact, and like all of you know, like as a professional, you're going to take their order. In fact, Jen just had a customer at one of my parties last week, and she placed a nice order with me, but I told her I would not load her email into my system, so she wouldn't receive. But I don't want to take that away from Jenny, as long as she was obviously working with Jenny. And she's like, oh yeah, Jenny's my best friend. Totally. You're so awesome. Like, that's so ethical. We set such a good tone that way. So just know though, like, you never have to be apologetic. Like, they're coming to support the hostess. So you sell it to whoever's there, and no one will ever be hurt by that. And PS2, each customer chooses who they want to work with. Down the road, somebody might pick you over me, or me over somebody else, and that's their choice. So I just wanted to, Catherine had asked me some questions about asking about recruiting when somebody already knows about WildTree, which clearly means they've already worked with someone. You guys, like, there's a way to professionally approach the topic. Hey, has Kayla ever business? And there are times that I have slipped through the cracks and haven't done my job, and team members of mine have gotten recruits that I should have had, and I'm not mad about that. I want you guys to have that. So just know, I just wanted to cover that because I heard you do that. So but awesome job tonight, Brandy. I'm so proud of you for practicing the steps. And yep, sometimes a younger group. Katrina is a diamond in the rough, let's say that, at her age of 21. They're not all going to be ready for this lifestyle, right? So awesome job to you. Who else?
Thank you.
Yeah, who else has on the call that has something they want to share exciting going on?
This is Jessica.
Hi, Jessica. Go ahead.
I have one possible lead who was very pleased with learning a little bit more about WildTree and the event that you guys did yesterday.
Yay! That's very exciting. It's the hardest thing to get of sharing the opportunity. So we hope that you guys are finding these events helpful. And please know too, you guys can give us feedback. But feel free to message Chris and I in a dual message and give us your feedback or your tips or your ideas for that Discover WildTree event. But we hope that's helping. Awesome. Do you have a follow-up set up with her, or where are you guys at in the process?
I actually will meet with him tomorrow night.
Oh, it's a him. Yay. Yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah, well, I think his girlfriend is interested too, but she is pregnant at this time. So
awesome.
So it's something that he thought maybe he stepped up and
not having to go back after your maternity leave.
Yeah, that's awesome. And sometimes, I mean, husband-wife duos are best. My husband doesn't play an active role. He's not social. But if I didn't have his support, my first big leap to WildTree full time, I would have had a much really cool if you can get a husband-wife team on the same page. That's awesome. Good for you, girl. That's exciting. Awesome. Who else want to share? Tell us what's going on that you're excited about.
I just have a life excitement one. If you saw my comment on the post earlier, I started a new job today.
Yay!
So I kind of will admit I had to put WildTree on the back burner just end of last week and kind of today until I got home, just because I did need to focus on getting stuff done at my old job before I left and whatnot. And so this week is going to be kind of kicking it back into gear. But so my new job was super exciting. It's a family friend's business in Fond du Lac.
Yeah.
So super excited to start with them and had a lot of fun on my first day. So that's my life excitement, even though not much for business excitement right now.
I will tell you that, you guys, when you're happier in your careers, you're going to be better in business too. I feel like you don't have to, like Chris and I last night in Discover WildTree, when we said we want people that are happy in their jobs, we mean that. Like, happy people are suited to be in a customer service role. If you hate your job, unless you're using that for motivation to build your business, it's not always the best way to walk into a party, right? After a long day at work where you want to basically become an alcoholic because your job is so bad. So if you're happy, Tammy's laughing. I don't ever get to ask you, Tammy, about your job, so I can't wait to pick your brain when I'm in Jersey. But anyway, long story short, if you're happy, we're happy, and that's awesome. And so please know you guys can still jump in at any point. I'm going to leave some room for celebration, but I want to quick cover, as long as we're on, Danny. Danny's topic she asked me to cover tonight was time management. You don't have a job where you can be at the computer and on. How do you manage your time? And Carissa and I don't have all the answers. So I would love it if you guys, after I share this recording tonight, if you have a thought for Danny or something you do that helps you, if you would share that for the post. That way those that aren't on the call tonight can see it. We're going to run out of time otherwise, or I'd have you all share. But my tips were, when I worked full time, I turned off notifications on things and was self-disciplined enough to go into the team page, welcome the newbies, because I think you guys agree, welcoming a newbie is like top priority. We need to make them feel loved and special. And you want, like, if Danny's adding a teammate, she wants, and Sarah and Jessica to all be saying, hey, welcome, just as much as them when Tammy has something, we want to do that for her. So I was always self-disciplined enough before bed or the next morning in the morning to make sure I left 30 minutes in that day somewhere to do a quick Facebook check and just check to see if my crazy leader was posting anything I had to know, and then welcome the newbies, and then make sure you set your intentions for the day and your top 3 items you need to get done. I'm going to tell you a secret. You don't have to answer your emails. Anybody sending you an email can wait an extra day if they absolutely need to wait. Like, you guys get that, right? If it's somebody really excited to join the business or a hot order or something that has to get done, I bet you $50 they're not going to email it to you. So don't panic about like those little tedious things, and don't get caught up in checking every notification or every single thing I'm posting. Remember, I'm posting on behalf of this greater org. Carissa's posting on behalf of her greater org. So we do a lot more. That's what we're supposed to be doing. You guys need to be responsible for checking yourself into WildTree when you need to, and then making sure you shut it off so you're fair to your family, your full-time jobs. We don't want to get a bad stigma that this WildTree thing takes Danny away from thinking about her full-time job and that affects her performance there. Because you can do both. I did it. I proved it. And I was darn good at my job, enough that they've offered my job back multiple times. So I know that I balanced it okay. And yes, I am guilty. I was on Facebook. I should, but I didn't smoke. And that was and I know about that. That was my smoke break. Okay. And I pumped. So that was my pumping break. But anyway, long story short.
True story.
True story, right? The other thing I would say too, best tip I have for time management is, who should come first? Chime in if you know this. If I'm going to, like, let's say I've checked my notifications quick, I welcome the newbies. Kayla hasn't posted anything super intelligent for the day, so nothing, I'm not missing anything. What's my very next thing Kayla does? What does Kayla do next?
Work your business.
And Catherine, what does that mean? What specifically, what item do I do next?
You want money generating items, so is that what you're getting at? Like,
Yep.
Making sure that you're doing things that are going to generate money, not getting sidetracked as far as checking other things on Facebook, but doing checking in with your customers or someone that ordered, see how they liked what they got, or just different things like that. They're going to generate income.
Yes. My number one priority are my hostesses. Facebook or live or whatever. I'm going to tell you guys a secret. My hostesses are what's giving me a paycheck. My biggest bulk, 40% of my pay, comes from my personal sales. So as much as I love each of you, and I love talking to Carissa, and I love putting recipes in my recipe club and sitting on SynShare, and man, you guys know I'm like addicted to Canva. Like lately, that's like my thing. But that does not come unless I've done the hostess coaching and the invites. You guys, I'm just as busy as all of you way right now, this week in particular. So my alarm goes off at 5:30 in the morning. I stretch, I pray, my intentions for the day. By 6 a.m., I'm at this desk from 6 to 8. And I do the hard stuff first. Then I do the fun stuff. Then I reach out to you guys, my recruits follow-ups. That's important. So just prioritize it. So that would be my answer to Danny. You don't have to be on Facebook all day. If you have a 10-minute break or a lunch break, take your hostesses' phone numbers and text them. There's so much. Hey, I have this super fun graphic. Post this on Facebook if you're willing tonight, and here's a little blurb to post with it. Something super simple, you guys, that says, hey, my awesome WildTree rep Tammy, she's having a great free event with me with free samples and stuff this week. Comment below if you want to be in. Use a bunch of emojis. People love emojis, you guys. Get on the emoji train, even if you think it's the dumbest thing ever. I was going to say a swear word. If you think it's the dumbest shit ever, it's okay. I do too. But just put emojis and everything, and people read it. They really do. It's like a real thing. And one graphic per post, they're saying. when you do more than that, they're actually saying the Facebook gods don't pop it up as much. One graphic is like their new, I just learned that last week and I forgot to share it. So there you go. So there's some time management tips. Is that helpful, Danny, with your dog sitting on your lap? Okay. I love it. Okay.
Yeah, she's demanding attention.
Who else has something exciting to share? Otherwise, I want to cover, Catherine asked me specifically to cover something as well, but who else has something exciting to share, or anything? A roadblock too is totally fine to share.
Hey, it's Miranda. I have something.
Hi, Miranda. Go ahead.
Okay, so I've only done 3 parties where I didn't know anybody. So like going into a stranger's house. And when I left tonight, I don't have any bookings yet. And what was the other thing? Oh, I was trying to get, like presenting the opportunity. So like my initial when I left was to feel like defeated and, I didn't get what I wanted to get. But then I turned it around because when Krista came into my home to do a workshop last summer, I remember like thinking I would love to do this, but there's no way that I'm going to be able to go into strangers' houses and like do what Carissa does. So my big takeaway when I left tonight was this is amazing. Like we had fun together. I wasn't nervous. Like it was a good time. And a year ago, I never thought that I would be able to do something like I did tonight. So I'm excited that I did it and that I can do that. Oh.
Yes. I think that we spend so much time, and please know as coaches, you guys, the brutal truth is I have to push you to book your calendar. I have to push you to recruit because I know that wealth comes from those things. But at the end of the day, that's not all that decides how you feel or what your business as far as success or not successful looks like. Like you guys need to celebrate and share it too. That's what Carissa was trying to get you guys to do this week. Post in this leadership group. Hey, Miranda, I'm darn proud of myself that I did this party tonight. And I bet you in the next 6 months, someone's going to come back and book and someone's going to come back and join my team. Because you guys, the recruit team, the mother-daughter team I added tonight, if I told you the whole backstory, I've known these people for 2 years. I just complained to Carissa about them last week on the phone about a different unrelated to joining my team topic. And then they joined last night and she has 2 more people that are interested in joining her right off the bat. She would come in with a 3 plus herself. So Miranda, you don't know. And P.S. that's also a good rule too. Don't talk about your customers and hostesses because they might be your next, bonus qualified person to go on the trip. And I wasn't complaining in such a negative way, but it was that I felt like they were critiquing me. And here they were drilling me questions, Miranda, because they were interested. And I didn't know that. That's not how I read it. I took it as a personal attack and I was annoyed. And here, if I would have listened, opened my ears and changed my perspective, I would have saw opportunity. So good for you. That's very exciting. Awesome job. Yay. And plus, you guys, every party you do is new contacts in your customer base, and it's new people that now know you. They made meals or they bought products. You get to do the follow-up. Carissa's the master of follow-up. She can talk about that next week. I don't want to talk about follow-up because you don't want my follow-up system. You want hers because she's really, really good at it. I want to talk about Catherine's thing that she asked me to cover. Catherine was saying that she's using CintShare, and for any of you that are using CintShare, right now you can get 5 weeks free of CintShare, and if you need help with that, let me know. But it's only $10 a month anyway, and if you're really, really busy, like Danny, you would be a candidate for this in the long haul. CintShare will take you about 30 minutes to learn, and my coach always says what takes you an hour or 2 to learn is always worth doing now to save yourself hours and hours and hours down the road. So if you want help with that, reach out to your leader. But I don't get paid to advertise for CintShare. Please know that. Like I think I walk around talking about it like I'm a billboard, but I know Jessica Huffman uses it very successfully. And so it's a way to set up your parties and have all the posts go off automatically. So the day I sit down at my computer to set up Sally's party, I send her everything, but then I also go into CintShare and all the posts for her whole party are done. I never go back and post anything else in that party. All I'm doing is tagging the hostess once in a while and tagging her friends and encouraging her to do that. That way everything's done. You don't forget to post, oh my gosh, the deadline's tomorrow for a workshop, or oh my gosh, bring your oldest spice for a free prize. If none of you do that, it's really fun, P.S., to tell them to bring their oldest spice because you get these like old grandma spices. I don't know. It's kind of fun. I'm really not that fun of a person, but that one's kind of fun. But anyway, I use Cinshare. And so Catherine, where do I get my material was what she was asking. She was saying, where are you getting the recipes from? Of course, Wild Tree Official has a lot of great ones, but where else? And this is where I'm going to get a little preachy. We should all be like Jessica Huffman and Danny, who I know in particular because I'm in their groups or I follow them, a product of the product. Jessica does not go out ever. She eats the product. I know on Carissa's team, so many of you are like eating the product every day. Carissa's eating it every day. That's where a big bulk of your post should come from. They don't have to be glamorous. They can be a paper plate with your Wild Tree meal on it, if that's really what you made. Of course, you should have some pretty ones now and then because that sells to the people who like that thing. But let's be real. Most of us moms, would you rather see a meal that your kids will eat on a paper plate than some fancy picture Wild Tree drummed up? Absolutely. Right. So first place we get post material is from our own lives. Wild Tree Official is awesome. And then anybody that's doing online posting that's on this call, where else do you guys get your material from?
I pull things from Pinterest sometimes, like fun cooking tips and stuff like that.
Oh, good one. Thank you. That's a great one.
I get some of my recipes from other Wild Tree groups, like the Instant Pot. There's a vegan vegetarian group, and I'll go through them sometimes if I'm looking for something really different. Like if I'm cooking the same meal for the third week in a row and I'm like, shoot, I need something else to share, I'll go grab a recipe from somewhere else.
I definitely encourage my team and Carissa's team, you're welcome to join our recipe clubs because that makes our recipe clubs look bigger too. But you're welcome to use my posts, any of you. So Catherine, you're welcome. I post at least a recipe a day. Literally, I'm set up to post at least a recipe a day, if not more. And I also, guys, I'm not going to lie, I stalk other people on Facebook. They post fun little games. And if it involves food, like tonight, I've got a game in my recipe club. Just what would you make for dinner if you had $20 and you were having 20 people over? I don't know, something like that. And people are commenting. It's a way to get your, again, feed up. Also, though, Catherine, don't beat yourself up if you're not perfect. It took me a long time to get to this point. Jess, I feel like you're just nailing it. I think like you're feeling like you're really in a rhythm with Cinshare and stuff. It takes a little bit of time. So did that answer your question, Catherine?
Yes, thank you. And I do use a lot of, I just forget to take a picture, or things are crazy at the moment, so I just forget to do that. But I do like the idea of using more of like what our family's doing.
Yeah, so don't worry about it being professional. Be real, be yourself, find your niche. That's really what sells.
My post today, I took a picture this weekend and forgot to post it until today. So I would say just one of those things. Yeah, take a picture and then set your phone down and have dinner with your family. Don't worry about it till later.
Yeah.
Like Kayla always says, family first.
Yeah. And yeah, you guys, sometimes I'm posting like what I made Monday on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. Like I made it for dinner, but really we went out and got like nachos. Like seriously, like we're real people just like everybody else. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. And it's not that I'm not a product of the product. In fact, you guys are going to see me over the next 30 days be rigid. We've got some tough goals, like to lose some of this arm fat in these Zoom videos. That's not so, yes, I just need to lose a little bit of it. But seriously, like just be a product of the product. Be yourself. So again, healthy mix, 80% of recipes, serving your customer. How can you help them? 20% book with me. These are my open dates, or here's a fun special I have, or join my team. Yeah, just healthy mix. A team leader on my team messaged me today and she was feeling really defeated that she's posting recipes and no one's interacting. And I said, remember this, 9 a.m.-ish, around that time, okay, noonish, anywhere like a little before, a little after, and then between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m., I would say, are like going to be your biggest hitting times. The only day of the week I think it's kind of a wash is Friday. I don't think Friday's grand, so don't beat yourself up. And if you really want people to see your post, guess what you should do? You should post, hey, everybody in that leader and training group, I just posted a really great post that I need boosted. Can everybody go to my personal page and comment? And then you don't comment something tacky. Like I'm not going to comment on Danny's wall and say, yeah, I'll take September 15th. No, that looks like I'm an idiot because they can click on my profile and see I sell Wild Tree at a very high level. but I could comment and say, wow, Danny, what a great special. You're just on fire in business. Or Jess and I comment on Jess's stuff all the time. And you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, she's addicted. No, like Jess is a great friend of mine, but I know that that helps her in the end. More people see her stuff if people are commenting and liking it. I mean, Facebook's tracking it. So just know, like, if you have a big post that you really want people to see, like something that's really heartfelt, let us know. That's why we have a group for you guys, to help you guys. Then you may have to do hey, you guys, I'm going for a big goal, and I've got 3 orders at $40 left that I need to sell. 3 $40 orders, and I hit team leader numbers this month. And if we all boost that, several hundred people in your newsfeed could see it. So that's just how Facebook works. Is that helpful? Is Carissa on?
Yes, I am.
Yay, how was your party?
Awesome. I would have been like on time at 8:30, but I got sidetracked into a storytelling time that took a lot longer than it should have, but I didn't want to be rude, so.
I hear ya. Relationship building business. Always stay for the story.
Booked a party at like over $200 in sales, so that's pretty good.
Yay. Yes, awesome. It was a workshop?
Yeah.
Awesome job. Okay, well, we were just chatting through, I'm recording this, so it's going to be recorded for all of our teammates. We chatted through a little bit of time management, and if you're working a full-time job or you have distractions during the day, how you can manage your time. We talked through a little bit of where we get material, you and I, I should ask you, Carissa, where do you get your material for your recipe club? Is most of it what you're cooking in your own kitchen?
Most of it, yeah. I try to get creative. And then use whatever it's like snacks and like the recipes. Yeah, that's all whatever I'm making. Otherwise, obviously, if it's a recipe share, I post like recipe share from someone else, like a current rep or something.
I learned a good lesson. One of Jessica's customers reached out to me last night. Jess, did you see that? She was like ridiculously into, Jessica Hoffman. She was ridiculously into knowing if it was cooked pasta or not, but it wasn't my recipe. I had shared it from somebody else, and I didn't know if it was cooked pasta or not. So I need to make sure I say, I think I do, but I just don't think people know what that means. They think I'm sharing it. I thought it said recipe share, but anyway, Carissa, I got to be better at doing that. So, Jess, did you see? I got to see if Jess says, did you shake your head or say yes, Jess? Did you see? Yeah, you saw it. I was like, oh, shit. I mean, shoot, she thinks I'm a liar, but I'm not fraud. I really do make a lot of the stuff. Just that one wasn't mine. So, okay, awesome. What tips do you have, Carissa, for people working full time, or maybe they sleep during the day and work nights? Like, what would be your top things you do if you have a half hour or an hour to work your business? Like, how do you manage your time?
Honestly, schedule all your time for the week of when you can work. Like, set up a time. What? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry. Going off.
Yeah, I would say plan out your week. Every Sunday, plan out your week. You plan out your meals on Sunday, plan out the times that you're going to work. When I worked my corporate job, when I was trying to work Wild Tree more, I literally would get up a half hour early, and I would work then before getting ready to head out the door for my job. And then, because being in the car trying to do that just wasn't my thing, so I get up a little bit early, knock out, maybe it's 5 emails. I remember clearly doing like 5 emails because I wasn't doing the 10 calls a day or anything like that. And then lunchtime was another pocket of time that I would knock it out. So I would go on my lunch on, say, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and go out into my car, and I would just either email, Facebook, text, or call people. And I brought my little binder with me wherever I went so that I had it, so I knew. But literally, that's what I did. If I felt like if I was trying to squeeze in Wild Tree whenever I had like 10 minutes of free time, then I felt like I was doing Wild Tree all day long, and it turned out not to be fun anymore. And then I would lose like that excitement, and I'd be like, this kind of sucks, and I don't want to do this. So I felt like I was more productive just knocking out a half hour here and there versus being like, oh, the kids are swinging on the park. I'm going to quick like zip off a message. Oh, the kids are eating lunch. I'm going to zip off another message. Oh, I'm going to do that. Because then you feel like all you're doing all day long is Wild Tree, and you're not being effective at all. And it gets kind of annoying, quite frankly, I feel like. if that's all you feel like you're doing all day, when that's not why we do Wild Tree.
Carissa, how did you like prioritize those, say like that half hour that you got up in the morning? Like, did you do, like Kayla said, she, would check Facebook real quick for any important notifications, but then send out messages to hostesses. So is that kind of how you prioritized it as well, as, kind of put hostesses first and the important notifications and then just left it?
Yeah, that's an awesome question. So my, in the morning, it was definitely not me to like check, like, wasn't checking to see who posted what and how their morning's going and what they're eating for breakfast or anything like that. I would know, like, okay, Tuesday morning, I'm going to get up at 6:30 or whatever, and I am going to host coach. So it might be zipping off an email, or I wouldn't text or call, obviously, that early in the morning. Zipping off an email, or it would be sending a Facebook message so that they know, like, the next steps. And that time, too, I would always do, like, my Facebook. Kayla's really good about, like, since sharing out all of her events. I'm still, like, getting there. I'll since share my team page and my recipe club and stuff, but I'm still not quite there yet for my events. I'm just kind of like a basket case all with my events. But that's when I would, like, send off posts in my events during that time too, so that, because I feel like most people are a lot like me in the morning. Like, the first thing they check is like, oh, I'm going to check Facebook. I'm going to check Facebook before I have the store. So, like, those were good times for me to, like, post and remind people to register for the workshop or place an order, whatever. I felt like I got a lot of good questions and people would just see that right away. Yeah, so definitely, if anything, when you're planning out your week for, like, that Sunday night, if you're planning out your week, and I still do this now, maybe, like, Tuesdays and Thursdays are my host coaching days, and, Mondays and Fridays, or Mondays and Wednesdays or whatever, are, like, my customer care follow-ups, and maybe Friday is, like, my admin stuff. Like, maybe I'm checking orders, making sure customers are getting the product on time or when their product is leaving. So, because a lot of people appreciate it when you can give them a heads up when their product's coming too. So I would break it down like that. So then again, you're not like, oh, Monday I'm host coaching and doing customer orders, and then Tuesday I'm host coaching and doing customer follow-up, and I'm doing, like, you break it up a little bit throughout your week.
That's really helpful.
Glad.
Yeah, I would say too, Carissa, once she does one event, people who use SendShare, shake your head if you agree, she'll never ever randomly post in her events again. It's just too nice. But I can see Carissa just gotta be disciplined enough to sit down and do it the first time, which is so hard, and it gave me anxiety, which is why I put it off till Christmas time, because I didn't have any parties after December 6th of this year, and I had that whole time off until January, really. So I sat down in that time and I talked. That's why I did it over time. But man, if I would have had that when I was working, oh my gosh, I could have used my lunch hours to just do follow-up with my binders, because I've always had binders. And P.S., I get, like, the $3 binders at Target, and I write on them Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. If you're doing less parties than Chris and I, you probably don't even need Q1, Q2. You can just have one small binder, and once it's full, move on to the next. And I just write on the edge, like, what year it is. And actually, Amazon, I think you can buy them in a 4-pack for, like, $12 or something. So, I mean, lots of options. But, yeah, those were really good tips, Carissa.
And I'm I'm a dinosaur. I make fun of myself all the time. So Kayla's probably a lot more organized than I am, I feel. But like, if anyone, if you find it help, and obviously we're an LIT group, so I don't want to, like, waste a lot of time. I'm very much a power. I'm sure you hear Kayla talk about things like that too. Like, you're going to tell me to do something, I'm just going to go and do it. Like, I don't need, like, a system in place. I'm just going to, like, figure it out as I go. But if you all find it helpful for, like, to see what we use or to keep track or to feel like you got yourself, together, I would be more than happy to do, like, a quick live and kind of like what I reference. And if, Kayla wants to do a quick live, or we can do it together and use what she can reference what she uses. Cause I know, we're all different, so we all learn different ways. And I know Dawn's one of my she's not on here, but she's one of my leaders, and she's all like the techie Excel and all that. I'm like, oh gosh, no, I handwrite everything in my calendar, and so I don't know if that would be helpful for anybody, but I kind of feel like you're not letting anybody slip through the cracks too when you're doing your follow-up.
Yeah, I'm like Mandy Jarvie, who admittingly says the last thing I do is customer care. I talk to my customers a lot. I interface with them on Facebook. I like their kids' pictures. I tell them they're beautiful in the morning when they post a selfie. I love their breakfast pictures. Like, I'm very engaged with my customer base. But dude, I'm not like Carissa. So I'm not going to voluntarily go live and teach you a system that I think could use work. But Carissa, I think you should write that on your planner for later this week to go live and show us all, because your sales are astronomically higher than the average person in this group, myself included. I would love to see what exactly you do on paper, and then anybody that wants to try to turn it into spreadsheet or Excel and even share in this group what you're going to do. Like, that's great. That's what this group is for. It's not the Carissa Kayla show. Like, we don't know everything. Look, I'm openly admitting to you, I stick with a system. It's called, by month end, I panic because I haven't talked to anybody that I sold to the month before, and I do like 100 follow-ups in one day. Like, that's literally what I do. Know it. They laugh. But that's not a system, and I'm not going to recommend that to someone like Tammy. Like, it'd be much smarter for Tammy to take Mondays and send off 10 follow-ups from the month prior than it would be to do what I do. Like, mine is just dumb, but it works. I mean, like Carissa said, I know it's got to get done, so I just do it in one day. It's just stupid.
Yeah, if anything you see we post, or like something, if you're wondering, like, I wonder how the heck she does that. Seriously, share in the group, and I mean, we want to hear from you. Like, we're learning too as we go, and like Kayla says, we don't know everything. Certainly, I'm always learning. I'm always like, wanting to know what works for people, what doesn't, because if you're going to continue, if you are coachable and you're willing to do things different and willing to try things, it's only going to make your business grow. I've learned that. Like, sometimes I'll like throw some out there, and someone on my team's like, so what is this about? I'm like, I have no idea. We'll see what happens. They're like, okay, well, I'm going to roll with whatever you're doing. I'm like, cool. Like, we'll just figure it out. Just because I want to be in the now, and I want to know different ideas, and I want to like reach everyone that I can possibly reach outside of just products and workshops.
Okay, Carissa, I have to cut you off. We have 1 minute, 18 seconds. Okay, here's your homework. Don't talk, Carissa. Your homework is, when I post this recording tomorrow morning when you wake up, to share with us your biggest from this, and to share with us what your true biggest goals are yet this month, so that I can individually work with you if you're on my team, truly pushing you to those goals. And if you're on Chris's team, she's going to do the same, because you're not in this group to get the bullshit story. I know Jess Huffman wants income here. I know, Danny, you want to make this work around your new job, and congratulations again. I know Catherine and Tammy have goals. Like, I'm going out to New Jersey by Tammy's team. Like, clearly she's got big goals. But let's talk month by month so we can really push you. So, biggest takeaway from this, comment below if you're watching the recording. Thank you for making it this far. And then what your true goals are yet for this month, so we can make sure we're coaching you. Okay? Sound good? We're going to get cut off any minute. Okay, I love all of you. Thank you to all of Carissa's peeps. I can't see your faces, but I know there's several of you. Brandy, congratulations on your first party. All of you, just congratulations on all the successes you're having so far. We'll chat soon. Thanks, Carissa, for calling in.
You betcha.
Okay, you and I will talk soon, because I got to ask you something.
Okay.
It's not about follow-up. Okay, bye.
Just call me. Bye.